Back on Get Up. If you didn't stay up late last night, you missed an absolute thriller. Broncos and Commanders. Late first half, Broncos down 7-6. Bo Nix in the scoring area. How about this play, Dan?
Just make sure you're harnessed in. This is the type of play that just brings Bo Nix in. Your thoughts of him as a future quarterback star, falling down, athletically climbing the pocket, sidearm throw, perfect. It's one of the highlights of the night.
Meanwhile, third quarter, it's 13-7, third down. Rex, you were impressed with the way Marcus Mariota played this entire game last night.
Oh, my gosh, he was absolutely dealing last night. And look at this throw right here. Not a bad catch. That's a reject from the Tennessee Titans right there.
Traylon Burks
with
an Odell catch. Riley Moss getting mossed. Hey, Riley Moss,
you got mossed.
Commanders take a 14-13 lead. Now we got a minute to play in the fourth. Commanders down 20-17. They're going for it on fourth down. 4th and 6. And Zach Ertz, Mr. Reliable, is out there for the catch.
Watch him top of your screen, seam inside. When he's needed, he continues to show up, just putting together what might be a Hall of Fame career outstanding player.
10 catches, 106 yards for him, setting up Jake Moody from 32. 60 minutes insufficient to settle the issue. We're going to the fourth quarter, go to the overtime. Broncos with a first down. Evan Engram with all kinds of speed.
Yeah, I like when they do this with Ingram. Just get him the ball. He's a yards after the catch guy. They get him matched up on Bobby Wagner in the middle of the field. Creates a huge chunk opportunity.
And then R.J. Harvey D. Wood's going to take it in for the score. Not a lot of resistance here.
No, I could have ran through that one.
His second touchdown of the game. Broncos up 27-20. Now here we go. Commanders, you know they need to score. The game ends. This is a fourth down play. Look at Mariota keep it alive. Ball is tipped and picked, but there's a flag. It's defensive pass interference. Is it the right call?
It's absolutely the right call, but Marcus Mariota was crazy. How many quarterbacks could have escaped that?
Right.
How about one?
He had a really good night. Commanders 3rd and 14. Mariota, wait a minute. Debo's down there in the scoring area.
Yeah, it just looks like Riley Moss in coverage. Turns around and stops. Debo continues to chase. This is the play of the night. Watch the tailback. Oh, this is Terry McLaurin's touchdown. Okay, McLaurin, who had one called back previous. Just a really good job by Mariota.
And so the Commanders are going to go for the 2 and the win.
Look at the running back. He's wide open.
They're going to get it.
Nobody's on him. Nobody's on him. Nobody's on the running back.
Benito swats it down. Otherwise, it is an easy pitch and catch. And on that play, the Broncos hold on for their 9th straight win, 27-26 in overtime. An absolute thriller, and thus, you take a look at the standings in the AFC. A reminder, the Patriots play on Monday Night Football tonight against the Giants. For the moment, the Broncos are in first place in the conference.
No, they're not, because I don't trust the quarterback. I think we know how great the defense is in Denver. They can rush the passer, all those type of things. But Bo Nix, it's like being on a roller coaster. You're going to get some great moments from Bo Nix. You also going to get some moments, the head-scratching moments from Bo Nix. I think if he's more consistent, then I can absolutely say yes. But until then, I'm still a big question mark on Denver.
Yeah, the quarterback's a roller coaster. I'd also say they really miss J.K. Dobbins. They just missed that downhill one cut back that sees it. Offensive line's been okay. But I'll say this, though. When he's on, he's on.
Correct.
You know, it's just when he gets frantic and plays like a linebacker instead of a quarterback, they get dangerous offensively.
So they had their moments last night. They wind up right now in a position where they're clearly going to go to the playoffs. The Broncos with the top of the conference. But let's take a look at the other results yesterday with the Colts losing to the Texans. Let me put up B10 because the Indianapolis Colts and Indiana Jones and Jonathan Taylor, who have been riding high all season long and have been the story in the league, all of a sudden have a brutally tough schedule the rest of the way. They have only a 41% chance of winning the division. That's the highest of any team in the division, but they still have Jacksonville twice right now. The Jaguars lead that division. They still have the Texans to play again. Right now, Schefter, your look at it.
Well, I look at that schedule for the Colts.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see it side by side with some of the other teams like Jacksonville or Houston.
Yeah.
There's the Colts schedule. You got a quarterback with a hairline fracture in his fibula. You got a cornerback in Sauce Gardner, who's going to miss multiple weeks now due to what they think is a calf strain that left him on crutches. So your quarterback is not running around laterally the way he did. The cornerback you just traded for to help transform your defense isn't going to be there. And now they're headed to the place where they have historically and typically not played well. This team, no matter how well they're playing, never plays well.
At Jacksonville, yeah.
They just don't do that. And they're headed there Sunday at a time where they're coming off a loss. And all the momentum that was there early in the year seems like it's kind of left them right now.
Jags, Colts, Texans.
And don't forget, no Buckner. DeForest Buckner's out.
Right.
I'm very concerned about Indianapolis because right now, when it's got to have it, the quarterback can't make the play.
Right.
The quarterback's been really good. Daniel's been very good this year. But in the fourth quarter and overtime, as we get into the back half of this season and they get on this playoff run and into the playoffs potentially, when it comes to the fourth quarter, he doesn't make throws. When it comes to overtime, he doesn't make throws. And in that world, that gives me high level of concern for Indianapolis right now.
There's an old thing in the NFL circles. You lose games fastest at quarterback and cornerback, and both are concerns. And my concern is the injury. He's not the same quarterback he was when he was healthy. Why? Because he's so athletic. Right now, he can't use that athleticism, so that is a major concern. And the Sauce Gardner injury, like when they just say calf, I think people just kind of dismiss it.
Right.
No, calf injury is absolutely serious. That could be a month or even longer type injury.
I think people are just relieved that it does not seem as though it was an Achilles, which is what it looked like. And then very quickly, I want to put this up there because maybe the biggest game, can we put up B14? Chiefs-Texans this coming weekend is a monster game. And a dynasty sort of hangs in the balance. If the Chiefs win that game, they have a 56% chance of making the playoffs. If they lose on Sunday, it falls to 13%. The Chiefs making the playoffs absolutely hinges on them beating a very tough Houston team this weekend.
This is going to be a tall task for the Chiefs. We saw what it looked like last year in the postseason when they were in Arrowhead and that Houston Texans defense basically dominated that game. This Houston Texans team, they're one of the hotter teams in the National Football League. I would not want to play the Houston Texans.
Look, you love them, Rex.
I absolutely love them because they remind me of our 2009 Jets. They're in a very similar situation. All right, this defense has dominated. And you can go back to that year, 2009. This team has given up the fewest yards, all right, since that team.
Right.
And that's a long time. A lot of teams have played.
Yep.
And they, like people talk about it, they cover every blade of grass.
Yeah, right.
They suffocate you. So this defense is amazing. They prevent points, and they don't give you anything. And so, to me, this is going to be an unbelievable game.
Texans, Jags, Colts. I got 10 seconds. Texans, Jags, Colts. Who wins that division?
I'm going to say Houston. Scariest team in the AFC right now is Houston, and the quarterback yesterday looked like the guy from 2023.
CJ Stroud. I mean, that's maybe one of the big differences they have from 09. All right, back on Get Up, back to the NFL, some Sunday superlatives. Let's go through some of the best and the worst. Rex, let's start with the worst. What was the worst play you saw this weekend?
Max Brosmer right here. No throw to anybody. He throws it to that bro who went down. I mean, this is ridiculous
so many
right
bros.
here. And I know it's fourth down and things, but come on, kid. They only threw 6 that game anyway, so this is just one of them. It's hard to pick them all, but that's
pretty
the worst.
bad. Orlovsky, what was the best play you saw?
He's so bad. Puka's catch. I mean, this catch by Puka Nacua. Watch their right hand just give me that uncontested downfield against the corner at a pick 6 in this game. It's Odell-like. It's one of the best catches of the season. It's the best catch that we saw this weekend.
That's the inside hand. The angle on that is obscene.
It's nuts. It's like this shit.
It's an all-time great catch. D. Wood, who had the best performance of the day yesterday?
I want to go with Bryce Young. Listen, I thought Bryce Young was fantastic. And the great thing about the Panthers, what they did on offense, they stayed with the running game. They ran it 40 times and it allowed Bryce Young. He only had 20 attempts yesterday, but he had 3 touchdown passes. I thought he was brilliant in the game. They really did a good job of managing him yesterday.
Rex, that's your favorite quarterback, Bryce Young.
You know I hate little quarterbacks. I don't like little players in the NFL, but I got to give it to him. The kid is really starting to play well.
Yeah,
Played well.
As I always say, Rex likes his insiders small, but not his quarterback.
That's exactly. And so look where we find ourselves, gentlemen. Right now, the road to the Super Bowl makes a stop at O'Hare. The Chicago Bears are currently the 1 seed. Our analytics give them a 12% chance to hang on to that seed. Those are the same analytics that thought they had no chance of winning the division and beating the Eagles on Friday, and then they went in there and just stopped the Eagles. You were in that building. I saw the pictures with your kids, all of the Eagles jerseys and all that kind of stuff.
They're not in a good mood.
How loud was the booing from the Orlovsky section in that game?
There was a couple times I said, we don't talk like that to my kids.
I want to start with the Chicago side of it. How good is this team right now?
Very good. And they would be an offense that I do not want to play against if I was in the NFC. One, their offensive line is in the conversation for the best offensive line in football. When it comes to the run game, no one has pushed around Philly the way that this Chicago Bears offensive line. They were taking defensive linemen and moving them. Watch the motion. Now, these three defenders to the bottom of the screen, this is the schematics of it. That's Jalen Carter now. Look where he starts. Look where he finishes. They're leaving three defenders schematically while also moving one of the best defensive tackles in football 5 yards off the football. We don't see offensive lines do this. Again, motion. So they'll scheme you to death. Watch the people that they waste in the defense. You have a defense that is now completely lost. Three guys up top. Look at the movement once again. I'm pushing defensive tackles into defensive backs. That's not common in this league, and you know that, Wood. And so their ability to scheme you up and waste defenders with their motion run game, that's a huge part. And then the double teams in their run game. This time, they've got 5 defenders for Philly running to the sideline. The ball ain't going to the sideline, boys. And here's this defensive tackle once again. 4 yards downfield for the Philadelphia Eagles. This offense on early downs running the football is a problem.
Look at D. Wood's face watching that old.
I love that.
Boy, they were moving.
They were what we call tossing people out the club right there. And Dan Owen is right. This Chicago Bears offense on. Think about it, what the Chicago Bears are doing right now. Like, because they're playing so well up front and the running game's going, it's helping Caleb Williams so much because that's where they're living. They're living in the play action back.
And he doesn't have to do a ton.
He doesn't have to do a ton, exactly.
We kept saying the Eagles, blah, 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 but they win. Yeah, but they win. All of a sudden, they don't win. So now what are the right things to say about, is this Eagles team in trouble right now, Rex Ryan?
Well, I mean, the schedule tells you that they're not.
They still they still get to play the Raiders and they play the Commanders twice.
Yeah, the only reason I would say yes is because their offense absolutely stinks. And when you look at it, they do. You talk about creativity. Where's the creativity in Philadelphia? It doesn't exist. And I'll tell you, statistically, 1 out of every 3 possessions ends in a 3 and out.
Yeah, not good.
Ends in a 3 and out.
Yeah.
Now, that is a Super Bowl bound team. I don't think so. And then their defense, all they want to do is park them in those 2 high safeties. We saw them get tossed out of the club.
Yeah.
So to me, and here's the other thing. Look, they thought that they were just going to come in there and we're the mighty Philadelphia Eagles. They disrespected Chicago, and guess what happened? They got pummeled.
Yeah, this is the worst first down offense in football. I don't know if that's statistically accurate or not, but just watching this team offensively play football over the course of the year, on first down, they're terrible. So what does that lead to? Being poor on second down because you're predictable what you have to get to, and then what does that lead to? Being poor on third down because you're predictable. Their first third down of the game, all game planning. They ran a concept, pass game-wise, that beats one coverage, 3rd and 5. They're not on the same page consistently. They got people in the same areas. They got 2 receivers essentially running into each other far too often. They're bad up front. They're bad in the run game. They're predictable in their pass game. They take too long to get A.J. Brown to football. It's an offense. It's bad. It's bad.
I'm looking at the analytics chances to win the NFC this season.
Yeah.
I don't see the Dallas Cowboys on that screen right now. And I think that's a mistake.
I
think that's a mistake.
It's because their chances of making the playoffs are extraordinarily slim, as well as they are playing.
Except if they overtake the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's probably their best path.
I think so. And take a look at the schedule here, Greeny.
Yep.
You tell me if you see a path here. They're 1 game back in the loss column.
Yep.
Take a look at the schedule. And here's the bigger thing. Forget about who they're playing. Think about the way the Dallas Cowboys are playing today. And think about the way the Philadelphia Eagles are playing today. That is the bigger question. And right now, this Justin Herbert hand injury looms incredibly significant for a week from tonight when they play the Philadelphia Eagles as the Chargers still try to catch the Denver Broncos. Justin Herbert said yesterday he's treating the injury, which we'll have surgery on today, as if he's playing next Monday night. If he plays, That's a different Charger team. And if he plays, they're going to have a chance to beat the Eagles. And if they beat the Eagles and the Cowboys win against a depleted Detroit team on Thursday night, you might want to redo the numbers on those graphics. They're going to look a little bit different.
Dallas, no one wants to play in the playoffs, right?
Cannot play the Dallas offense in man-to-man because you don't have enough people to cover George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. And then defensively, the speed of their defense pops on tape.
Yeah, and I look at it this way. Look, I said the Dumsday defense, that's how they played. Right now, the last several weeks, since they made the trade, that their defense is like 4th or 5th in the league in defense.
We got one more game to finish up this weekend tonight. We got the Patriots and the Giants. It's an incredibly important game for New England. Drake May and company taking on the Giants 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, the ESPN app. Peyton and Eli on ESPN2, NFL Live at 3 Eastern into the Monday Night Crew. We got the whole thing covered.